There's steam coming off my engine. It's cold outside. And there goes a late model black four-door behind me. Didn't stop or anything, just drove past. I do not consent to searches, surveillance, monitoring, or supervision, and I have never consented to such. I've never given anybody any reason to say or assume that I do. When you get into this bullshit with assumed consent, what I read was when you go to court, the judge sees that it was only assumed consent. A judge automatically assumes that it was not consented to. He has to assume that it was not consented to because it's only consent. It's only assumed consent. There's no way I could have seen that vehicle coming. I hadn't been looking in my rearview mirror, I wouldn't have seen it at all. 2 seconds to drive past. Same late model four-door black car. Same one. People like witch hunts, they like to play. I'm not a criminal. My son is not a criminal. Anybody ever needed anything from me, all they had to do was ask. I'm an American citizen, and I serve my country, and do anything to serve my country if I need to. I'll be of assistance to the authorities. And when it gets to the point where American citizens have to take defensive positions against our government, and that they're assumed to be guilty of a crime or being somehow incompetent or something along those lines, then just because they don't defend themselves against the government, there's something wrong there, because we trust our government to run our country and to defend justice and freedom, and to do the things that we all expect in order to maintain order in our society. And it's the only way a citizen can prove themselves to be not guilty of a crime is to file a lawsuit. What about people that aren't strong enough to file lawsuits? What about people that are opposed to that? I met a woman I worked with who knew there was a woman coming into the place where we worked. It was a prostitute, and I told her, why didn't you call the cops? She said, no, I'm not doing that. And then I'll have to testify. And I'll get court dates and court papers, and then I'll have to go to court, and she's a whore. She's probably got a pimp, and the pimp is going to come looking for me to keep me from testifying. And she said she had her own life to live and her own family to think about, not somebody else's problems. She wasn't a security guard. She was just a, you know, at the front desk. You know, when people did that kind of stuff, it wasn't her problem. Never mind that she could have been charged as an accessory for knowing that. The woman was a prostitute. I've never been a prostitute. I've never done drugs a day in my life. I've consumed 3 alcoholic beverages in the last 12 months, none of which I've ever consumed at home or anywhere near my home or on my street. All on separate social occasions. So that's what they do. It's happened over and over again. I've got it on video and audio. Released audio. The security guards at the library. Or just wait when they walk out of the library and just stand there. While whoever the black street trash nigger is, and they always are black street trash niggers, dressed in hip-hop, not cops, that put a phone up to their ear. And that's happened to us dozens of times. And nobody's ever said a word to me or Jake about it. They're obviously waiting and reacting to our arrival at the library. And trying to say, and they have to wait, and I guess, until we get there. All we're doing is getting out of our vehicle and going into the library. The only entrance way into the library. And they're lying. It's perjury. And they got consent from me and Jake and that we know what they're doing. Nobody's ever said the first word to us. Well, if you knew, then you should have said this or that. I walked into that library and stated flatly outside the double doors, I do not consent to searches, surveillance, monitoring, or supervision of me and my family. Ain't no other way to say that, is there? If you can play hide and seek with me, you don't have to tell me a thing, then I don't have to tell you a thing either. I didn't create that circumstance. I didn't set the game up that way. The only reason to do that to begin with is to be deceptive. And to say that I should have known. Really? Why should I have known? I have to object to enjoy my rights as an American citizen. The government just has the right to intrude. What does the Constitution say? The government shall not intrude upon, the property, personal effects and such, of private citizens, except with probable cause of a search warrant. The argument is, oh, well, you're consenting to it and you knew, so that doesn't count. Well, why would you assume that I consented to it just because you had your snitch walk by right when my son got out of my vehicle? Alright. And not say a word to me or my son and wait like that. The whole goal is to be deceptive. Why? To prevent me from objecting. Well, I'm objecting on this video. I'll object when I get out. Jake was already in the library walking in double doors. The guard walked right past him and the guard was looking straight at me. I didn't nod as if I could see him. Jake's a 14-year-old child. My consent has to be given for Jake. That's vulturous behavior. Driving past me. Oh yeah, I invited her. She knew my vehicle. She should have known. No. This is all a delusional game that you made up all by yourself. Double it, double back. This is still the United States of America, and you still have to do it the old-fashioned way. Just using private citizens, really. Really. Give me a break.